hear that beef. That's what it's all about. That beefy power chord. And that's what we're gonna learn today, how to beef them up a little bit, okay? So our standard power chord is normally a root and a 5. So if I did a power chord on D, I will add the 5 on the 7th fret of the 4th string, which is an A. And you hear that in songs like this. I was actually supposed to go there, but that's whatever. So one thing you can do, instead of adding that octave, well, actually, let's add the octave as well. So the 7th fret on the 3rd string is the same note as the D. So we'll build off of this D note. Right here, I'm gonna add my 5th to make it a power chord. And then what I'm gonna do is add that octave, make it a little bit more bright, I guess. But if you really wanna beef it up, add another 5 to the bass. So what I'm gonna do with this D power chord, I'm gonna add the 5th fret on the E string, which is an A note. Sounds funny right there, but real beefy. Weezer, I think, uses these power chords. I taught a song from them a while back. I forget which one it was, but they use this shape right here. So I got a root, 5, and a root. All I'm doing is adding that 5 on the 6th string to get that really beefy, bassy power chord. Okay? One of my favorites is the E5 power chord. So I'm gonna do it right here on the 4th string. So I got an E note right here on the D string, 2nd fret, E note. I'm gonna add the 5 on the G, which is actually a B. So I got an E note and a B note, which makes a E5 power chord. All right, I'm gonna add that E octave on the 2nd string, which is the 5th fret. That's a common power chord shape. But what I'm gonna do here is add the 5, which is the B on the 5th string, right over it. So whenever you're playing your power chords, add that note right over your index finger. You got that real beefy sound. And the cool thing about this one right here is I can add this 6th string, because this 6th string is an E too. And the 1st string's an E. So I'm playing a power chord on 6 strings, meaning 2 notes on 6 strings. All right, so I got a root, I got a 5, I got a root, I got a 5, I got a root, and I got a root. It's a really pronounced chord. That's why they call them power chords, because they're really powerful, especially when you beef them up even more like this. Okay, so that's one shape. Again, I'm gonna show it to you. So our 4th string shape is going to be, let's just do it for now, just to change it up on the G note on the D string. So that would be the 5th fret on the 4th string. I'm gonna play our root. Remember, we're trying to play a G power chord. All right, I'm gonna add that 5, which is on the 7th fret of the G string, and that will be a D note. So there's our 4th string power chord shapes, meaning our index fingers starting on the 4th string. Right? We can add our pinky on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, which is just another root. It's just another G note. Oh, that sounded nasty. All right, here we go. All right, but to really beef them up, add another 5 right over top of that index finger, right over top of that root. Listen how big that sounds, okay? I'm just playing a tiny little Fender Mustang solid state amp, but these things sound huge, okay? Again, so what I'm playing is a 5 and a root and a 5 and a root. might be mistaken this is your root. This is your 5, okay? This is based off of a 4th string power chord like we talked about, which is this right here. All right, so let's go back up to the 5th string power chord. Let's go back up to our D5 power chord. So we have a root on the 5th fret of the A string, which is our D. And then our 5, which is on the 7th fret of the 4th string, and that would be an A. Right? And all I'm gonna do to really beef that up is add my pinky on the root on the 3rd string, which is the 7th fret on the 3rd string, and then I'm gonna add that 5, the one that really does it, the one that really beefs it up, right on over top of our root, which is on the 5th fret of the 6th string. And again, my favorite one, that E right here on all 6 strings. All right, so that is how you beef up power chords. Now, if you didn't understand much of what I was saying, you need to learn the major scale notes and learn your basic power chords, okay? So I'll play the basic power chords for you, my shapes that I like, okay? So on the 6th string, I got the 5th fret. We're gonna play an A power chord, and then I'm gonna put my 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. I'm gonna play those two together. That's a basic power chord. That shape goes all the way down to the 5th string, to the 4th string, and then to the 3rd string. We have to extend this a little bit. Okay, so instead of the 5th and 7th fret, what I'm doing is the 5th and 8th fret. Okay, and then when I go back down to the 2nd and 1st string, I can go back and do the 5th and 7th fret, okay? So again, on all of our strings, I got 5th and 7th fret on the 6th and 5th string. Same thing on the 5th and 4th string, 5th and 7th fret. 4th and 3rd string, 5th and 7th fret. And then the 3rd and 2nd string, 5th and 8th fret. And 1st and 2nd string, I got the 5th and 7th fret. Now there's different ways to play a root and a 5. That's just the most common shape, okay? Like we talked about earlier, beefing them up. You can play a root and a 5 that way. So if I was thinking about this power chord, on the 5th fret of the 5th string, my index finger, root, that'll be a D power chord. Instead of playing this 5, the 4th string, I can play this 5 on the 6th string. Notice that note and that note are the exact same, okay? So I have the option of playing this 5 from this D root or this 5, okay? So same power chord here. I got a D power chord with the 5 on the 4th string, and that would be 7th fret on the 4th string. Or the 5 on the 6th string, which is the 5th fret on the 6th string. And if you don't know why I'm calling it a 5, a power chord is actually a 5 chord. It consists of a root 5. The root, the 1st note in the major scale, and the 5, the 5th note in the major scale, okay? So that's how you beef up power chords. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. You can hit me up here at Freeway Music, and I hope y'all have a great weekend and had an awesome Memorial Day. All right, see y'all.